All right, welcome back. This is going to be Shiny Part 2. In the first part of the series, we went over team and player names and filtering for those. And it doesn't look very nice. And it's crumpled together in a big box. And it covers all the rest of the display. It doesn't look nice. Let's just run this just to remind ourselves what this looks like. And hopefully it's quick and it's nice and does not break for us. Oh man. Let's see. All right. Thank goodness it opened. All right. So now you can see we have our teams and they're in chronological order. But when we select more than one, you can see things get bigger and dauntier and player names become ridiculous to find. So we want to eliminate this because it is totally obnoxious. So there is this package called Shiny Widgets, and you're going to want to install this. This is a great Shiny tool. So you're going to go through and you're going to install. I would recommend to install GitHub version. You can also just do this version, which is a may not have as many features. I'm not entirely sure. You'd have to go through and read. And if you just kind of scroll through, you can kind of see some of the inputs that they have. Some of the ones I want to point out are the select menu. So you can have a menu where we have a check and you just slide down, you just check, 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 check. And then there's this other one called picker menu. Actually, you know what? Yeah, yeah, that's the one we're going to use, picker menu. That's, or picker input, excuse me. So, let's see. Sorry, I'm just kind of jumping around here. So we want to go, whoa, if I could type library shiny widgets, and we just want to run that. And then we're going to change our select input to picker input. And boom, there it is. So we're just going to do that and do that. And we're going to see what else does the picker input have. It has oh yeah. So there's a couple of things it has. It has that we're already using. Whoops. There you are. All right. We have the ID, we have the label, we have the choices, and then we have multiple. But they have this options menu, which is pretty dope. Um, let's just see what it looks like without the options menu. So we have picker menu, and what you need to do here, we have update select input. We need to change that to update picker input. Otherwise, it will break and it will be a sad day for all of us. So let's see what we got just having with that. Just those three changes, excuse me, four, because we had to add the library. Well, five really, if you count installing. So install, add the library, and those three pickers. So now watch this. Now we can change. So now it's a lot cleaner. But there's still something like I want to select all button like that. That's kind of obnoxious. I don't want to have to go through and select. Oh my gosh, I want all the teams, but now I have to go through and click every single one. It's obnoxious. And then the same thing with the players. Well, I wanted these are probably that's probably the same player. I guarantee it. But that doesn't matter right now. But you're like, oh well, I didn't want Ali Mullen, but I have to go through and now deselect it. There are two different ways to change for that. We're going to keep our app the way it is, but basically, if you change this to um, selected as I think just maybe null or NA, or actually even if you take it off, would that work? I don't know. Um, but you can change if all of the players are selected. I'm not going to go through that right now. But so we have the picker input, and I want to also use the actions box is equal to true. Well, let's just try that. I'm not sure why this selected text format count. Um, oh, interesting. So if there's more items selected, that's kind of cool. All right, let's do that. So we're just going to copy paste it. All right. And we'll do the same thing here. Whoops. Dope. All right. Actually, yeah, I kind of like that look better. We don't need that. All right, let's run the app now. Let's see what it looks like now. So the idea is to clean it up, make it more user-friendly, and it works, right? And then we're just going to throw in a table. We're going to call this video good. All right, boom, baby. Now you can see that it says 15, 1, 2, 3. It shows a 3, but as soon as I hit 4 items selected. That is pretty cool. And then, oh, that is cool because then you can see the count of players. That is a lot of players, I'd say. All right, so now we have 15 items selected. I wonder if I could change the term item to, no, it doesn't, I can't. All right, that's fine. Okay, so output display goes here. This is where you are going to want to load another package, library DT. So let's load that now. And this library, it's a framework for data tables in an HTML format. And yeah, I don't know why. Let's just try that. You're gonna be nice to me? There we go. Create an HTML widget using the data tables library. Cool. So that's what this does. So if you watch my other videos, I went through how to produce a table that you can share with coaches. This is a different way you can do it. That it's a little more interactive. Same concept, being able to share a table. Yo, check it out, stuff and stuff, and stuff. So what we want to do here is we want to call this DT. Whoops, I don't want it that over there though. DT data table output. And we're going to call it table. Yeah, just like that. And then test it. Make sure we didn't break anything. Because you never know if something broke. There are faster ways to make sure this works properly without breaking it. But yeah, so yeah, it load up, but nothing's coming out from it. So let's keep going. Let's figure out. We need to put the interface of the table down in the server function. So let's do that down here. We're gonna call it output of table. So that way we can see the table, because right now we're saying, okay, put the table here, but there's no table we're creating. So it's like saying I'm putting something there, but nothing is there. It's funky how you have to do it. That's just the way Shiny is built, and it's pretty genius once you get deeper. Once you understand it, because then you can kind of mix and match and do all these funky things that allow you to have new filters and new outputs. So let's call this output table equals DT render data table. And we're going to do that. And then this is where you get to define your data. So now what we're doing is we're putting together the table. So we can use this df function. We're going to say df filter, and what we're going to say is team percent in percent. So what that does is if you go watch my filtering videos, you can select more than one team. And we're going to say input team. And that should, input money team. That should, in theory, return the teams that we are selecting. And since this is a reception table, we're going to say and skill equals reception. And then you just keep going like in the previous videos with the group by and a summarize, whatever it is you want. To make it look nice, you need a bit more work, but let's just do like a quick group by team. Am I not? Player name is not present. So what you can also do from here, and player name %% input player. So because this input is called player, we are calling to it down here for the filtering in the data table, however you want to pronounce it. And I don't really love that it's a gigantic thing, so we are going to go scales. I can't remember if it's on the outside or the inside. This might be wrong. It may be wrong. If it's wrong, I'm actually, no, I'm expecting it to be wrong, but I'm just trying it anyway. Oh, when you try and when your shiny object is opened while you're trying to run code, it doesn't work. It breaks. It just doesn't work, as you saw, just barely. So, ah, that worked. Glorious. All right. I didn't think that would. Okay, now let's run app, and then we're gonna call it good from there. 15 minutes, not long. Still shooting for 10 minutes or less, really. That's how I'd really like these videos to go. But a pain. I gotta open it in app. So now I'm gonna select, let's say Georgia Tech. And now I have my year, my attempts, my errors, my sign-up percentage. And you can add boxes under this to filter for, excuse me, add a filter so you can have a sliding bar that moves up and down the let's just add it in. Actually, we do that. So to add more options, doing it this way helps. Filter equals top. Row names equals false. And is there anything else real quick? There's probably a lot more. I don't know what the fill container is. All right, let's just try that. It's throwing something at me. There we go. All right, let's run app. Okay, and then from there, we're going to call it quits. 2 minutes over. Darn it. It's not below 15. Do what we can. All right, here. Now we're getting somewhere. We can select Duke. And all of a sudden, we have like, oh, let's add some attempts. And that's a bit more cleaner. We can filter by side out. You can change where it's located. You can add some colors. And now it's interactive. And that's pretty cool. So if you want to add multiple teams, we could just say select all. Who was some of the best players? Pretty cool. We're going to throw in some plots, throw in some tabs, maybe rotations. Who knows? Anything you want to throw in, you get to throw in.